What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Sports to the Wire. For those of you who are actually new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe, share it. I am your host, Rashid. My boy on the other side of the panel there is Beric.
What's going on, guys?
All right, it's our
going
weekly
on?
NBA ratings, and we're going to include the Oscars in there because Beric is somewhat of a film connoisseur there. And
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
and you guys go woke, you guys go broke. And that's including all you pansy ass actors out there. LeBron. I mean, oh man, Barry, take us off with this, man. Take us off.
Well, I'll tell you something, man. I'm gonna take us off like this, brother. I mean, you talk about where the NBA ratings are, and of course the Oscars are better than them. But let's just put it all in one major concept, man. The woke movement. A lot of this took a hit because of the woke movement, man. You're talking about just a term that refers to awareness and the issues that concern, justice and racial issues. This is kind of what we looked at, the say woke concept. And a lot of the NBA players, man, they got involved in that. And you look at how things went down last year with you having Black Lives Matter written on the court. And instead of the players utilizing their proper last name, they were basically utilizing certain social names, social justice names. And this is what the NBA allowed last year. And they all played in the bubble, remember that. This year, Adam Silver made it clear that we're going to remove the Black Lives Matter from the court. You're going to go back to wearing the proper uniform and wearing your name on the back of your jersey. And we're going to try to get things back to some level of normalcy. Now, this came out of Adam Silver's mouth. Now, I say all this because this is his way of saying we do need to get back to normalcy in the basketball court. And we need to keep the politics out of the sport and focus just on the brand itself, the NBA, and getting the NBA back to where it is. But that hasn't happened. Because every time something happens, a player, which I'll leave nameless right now, has to involve himself in something that doesn't really pertain to him. And when you open your mouth and say something and it don't come out right, you look the fool. So this is like attaching itself to the actual NBA platform. So it's been hard to get the ratings up when you can't split social justice issues in the NBA. The ratings is going down, and thank God for Stephen Curry. We're gonna get to that in a minute. But thank God for Stephen Curry because he kept everything basically above average. But it's just, you look at the numbers, bro. The Academy Awards pulled in 10.4 million viewers. All right? 10.4 million viewers.
It was, I think, a couple of years ago, maybe 2018, I believe. It was 20 million.
It went down.
Yeah.
Last year it was at 23 million. It dropped 56%. I mean, we're talking about total viewership. Total viewership. And you look at the NBA, and I'm gonna give you another statistic right now that you're gonna really lose your mind over.
I'm listening.
The fans who consider themselves Democrats are about 19% who've watched the NBA less. The Republicans are at 53% who have watched the NBA less this year. Okay? The only thing that has gone up is when you put a national covered game on TNT or ABC or ESPN. But it seems that
all right. So those numbers are actually down, and this is the Outkick article over here. Shout out to these guys for actually making a little bit less work for me there. But all right, so the NBA was down 45% since 2011, 2012. TNT down 40%, 20% on ESPN. The ABC games actually dipped 51%.
Yeah, but only just the national covered games, bro. That has been going up a little bit. To be
Yeah,
quite
yeah,
honest, it has been going up. Just the national cover game, and the game that's been watched the most this year was the Celtic Warrior game.
yeah,
The Celtic Warrior
yeah.
game was the most watched game.
We did that video about 3 weeks ago. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was actually the most
and,
watched.
and Steph dropped 47.
That game had under 1 million viewers right there, man. That's supposed to be
It
like,
has.
yeah,
It has, and that's the whole thing about it. So how's that working out? And of course, the Warriors lost that game, but Steph dropped 47. So, but this is your most watched game. I thought Brooklyn against Golden State was probably be a most watched game. Or I thought LA versus LA. What's going on with the NBA? I mean, first and foremost, a lot of the games been rescheduled due to COVID. Okay, so it's kind of hard
listen,
to kind of.
a lot of us are tired of COVID, man. We're just sick and tired of it.
Yeah.
It's actually destroyed millions of businesses in this country.
Yep.
And people are tired of it. Me personally, I'm tired of looking at them wearing masks, and then the cameras highlighting on them wearing the damn mask. I'm like, oh Lord,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. I mean that's what we're dealing with. You have to go with the adjustment.
We got basketball YouTubers on here, man, that has their own blogging channels, getting more ratings than the NBA, man. You know why? Because it's just straight basketball. A lot of times I turned on that, instead of the NBA. I'm like, what the hell's going on over here, man?
There's times I find myself not even watching the whole game, bro. Like I'll sit there and watch 2-3 quarters. I'm like, yo, I'm done.
Yeah,
something's missing. Something's missing. We still don't have the fan interaction. You need the fan interaction. All you still seeing is a quiet, low-key court with a bunch of players running back and forth, man. I mean, come on, man. We got to get back to it in some way or another. You talking about getting the ratings up. You talking about getting the sport up, but you don't have the fan interaction no more. Like last year, we only had them on the computer, computer digital and all that stuff. That wasn't working. That's not enough.
Yeah, that was.
And then you turn around. Yeah,
I'm surprised. I mean, if I was an NBA player, man, I'm like, what the hell is this, man? What are we doing here, man? The fans are everything, man. I mean, you can't just shit on the fans, man. You can't do that. Anybody that does that in business, it will be out of business. And I just don't understand why these guys like LeBron James see that. But LeBron James is just really ignorant, and I blame the NBA for that, for like propping this dude up on a pedestal to actually carry the league when you got Kevin Durant. I mean, there's a lot of polarizing players, in this. And Kevin Durant says a lot of stupid shit too. But you got a lot of polarizing players in this NBA besides LeBron James, and LeBron James is just really single-handedly destroying the NBA, man. People are dumb with it, man.
Well, we're gonna jump on LeBron about him. We're gonna jump on that directly, but just kind of throw it out there. Again, as I previously mentioned, you can't mix politics and sports anymore. We just can't do it no more.
Yeah,
we just can't do it no more. I mean, it has to stop. And remember, I kept saying in previous shows, I said when you watch the 10-part miniseries with the Chicago Bulls, and the question kept coming up to Michael Jordan, why didn't you take a political stance? He said, no, I'm going to focus on my brand. I'm going to focus on me, Chicago Bulls.
When it comes to politics, Barry, you can't satisfy everyone. If I say something about Trump when he was the El Presidente, then the anti-Trumpers actually really want to hang me on a cross, damn near, man. If I actually say something against Trump and people come out there and actually attack me, so it's best just to keep your mouth shut. And like I said, I don't mind hearing from LeBron if he's not just spewing CNN talking points. Everything he says is a CNN a talking point, and he just has nothing to actually back up what he's actually saying.
Well, that's the whole thing, man. He hasn't done his research. Right. He hasn't done his research and everything, But again, as I also mentioned, when you say things that you're not familiar with, you kind of make yourself look the fool,
Yeah.
We're not all perfect. I mean, we all got to get our intel and we all got to do our research. And sometimes our research we think is good. It needs to be a little bit better. I could say all that too. But LeBron, you're on a big time platform, man. You're supposed to be quote unquote the GOAT of the NBA. Well, Mr. Whitlock
He would have,
of
yeah. He would have been very. I think, yeah. Go ahead.
yeah,
Mr.
Mr.
Whitlock, what he said?
Whitlock basically say he's not the GOAT and he should stay the hell away from politics. Simple as that.
Yeah, man.
But we'll get on. We'll delve into that. But as far as this rating thing is concerned, man, yeah. I mean, listen, the NBA is not supposed to be where they are right now with 10 games remaining in regular season. And I'll tell you something, I don't really believe this whole play-in tournament thing. I think that's kind of knocking it down too. But they're trying everything.
Man, yeah.
I know. But now the players are kind of like, I don't think that's a good thing now because you're talking about busting your butt in a tournament just against the playoffs, and then you got to bust your butt in the playoffs. And there's another thing too is that your marketable players have not been playing every night, whether it's load management or they're constantly injured, or your man Kyrie's like, I'm taking a couple of personal days off to go chill
but they
and be with my family.
They don't protect and hype up these other polarizing players, man. Kyrie should be hyped up just as much as LeBron. We don't see that. Why is LeBron always being protected? We have a lot of. There's a lot of stuff over here, man. We got ESPN actually protecting LeBron and the things that he actually says. And I'm like, come on, man. We're gonna get into that the next.
LeBron is getting a lot of support. He's getting a lot of support all over the place. He's getting it from the team. Come on, man. The team that employs him. Jenny Buss is the one that's employing him, and she's not saying anything, man. Why is anybody else going to say anything about it?
Has to say something, man. He's being beta.
He works for the NBA owners. Remember, commissioners work for the owners, man. So he's going to have to tread himself on how to tell other teams how to run their business. So we'll see how that goes. But I just want to make it quick that when the Oscars beat you out, and let me tell you something. The one thing about the Oscars is they chose to do the Best Actor award last, and they wound up giving it. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't give it. They did not give it to Chadwick Boseman.
What? For what movie? I didn't even watch it. What movie?
I forgot. I think it's something movement. They gave it to Anthony Hopkins for The Father. And I saw The Father. It's a good movie. I mean, listen, Anthony Hopkins always puts an A+, triple A+ performance. But I just thought, considering what happened to Chadwick and the performance, Chadwick was barely in this film. He was only in 40% of this film. But every time he was on screen, it was powerful. And considering that he's passed away, I just figured they was going to give it to him. And you left it to the last one. And guess what? The telecast for the Academy Awards ended abruptly. It ended abruptly. It just cut off. They gave the announcement, and then that was it. And
they probably know the backlash that's actually coming from that.
Exactly. And then at the same time, you still got more ratings than the NBA. So what's that say about the NBA? Get your marketable players.
Like I said, man, I was telling my wife this morning, man. There's hundreds of millions of hoopers in this world, man. I mean, it's big in India, it's big in Europe, big in Australia. It's a lot of the continents in Africa is starting to actually. I mean, countries in Africa. I'm sorry, it's actually coming. It's getting big, man. Why? How y'all guys are not getting 1 million views? What's up with that, man? These are the best players in the world. What's going on?
You're the best players in the world.
You have to actually address this, man. You have to address the giant elephant in the room. You can't.
We know who the elephant in the room is. We already know who the elephant in the room is. We already know what it is. He thinks he's 23 of Russia. He thinks he's 23 of the Bulls, and he's not. He's not. That man knew how to carry a league because he knew where his marketable. He knew where his power was. He knew where everything that worked.
The power is in the fans. And when you tell
that's right.
Fans, F you, hey, you know what? We're not going to watch you. And that's the whole thing. You see that Cincinnati bar owner, he banned.
We're going to get to that. But yeah, man, the bottom line is, yeah, man. All I'm going to say is get your marketable players out there, sell your brand better than this, and keep the politics out, man. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah. LeBron is actually the most protected player I've seen of any superstar in this league ever. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Appreciate you guys.
Wrap this up. If you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe, share it. When you share, the universe certainly shares back with you.
Yeah, share it back. Except I'm not sharing my check.
yeah, definitely. Dirk will share because he doesn't want to, but he says if you share, he's going to increase it to 8 checks, man. That's a
Oh man,
big check.
times are hard, man. We're trying to recover from this post pandemic crap. All right, guys.
All right.